You are welcome to Vedic TV, where you get information based on fact.
Breaking news. Pastor Ayodele predicts Nnamdi Kanu's release. Reviews what will happen in 2025. Here we have Pastor Ayodele, the pastor of INRI, Evangelical Spiritual Ministry, Pastor Ayodele Elijah, predicting Nnamdi Kanu's release. But before I go into the details, I want to say that this pastor does not get tired of giving out, because as it is, it's now start seems like it has already start seems like it's a fake revelation. That was how we said 2 years a year ago too, that Nnamdi Kanu would be released, and yet that is not coming to pass. Even I want to say that even if the government wants to release him, but for that fact that you're saying this, don't you think that will withhold them from releasing Nnamdi Kanu? Let's stop using the power and advantage of being the man of God to start fueling issues that are on ground. It's not something, I don't think it's something advisable. When you feel God gave you a revelation that Nnamdi Kanu would be released in 2025, put it in prayer that it comes to pass. Yeah, now before I go into details, please stay tuned as I read today's news. Primate Elijah Ayodele, the leader of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, has revealed that the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), will be achieved through negotiations rather than legal processes. Ayodele made this assertion during a press conference on Friday, December 27, where he unveiled a 95-page booklet containing his prophecies for 2025. The cleric emphasized that divine intervention would play a pivotal role in securing Kanu's release, underscoring that it will not come through traditional legal channels. He urged stakeholders to prepare for the unfolding event as guided by spiritual insight. Economic hardship predicted under Tinubu's leadership. Primate Ayodele also forecasted a worsening economic situation in Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. He warned that hardship would escalate in 2025 unless the government adopts significant reforms. The prophet criticized the government's reliance on palliative measures, predicting that such efforts would exacerbate corruption and deepen the economic crisis. According to Ayodele, the bad economy will make the people cry, and there will be no improvement in 2025. The government of Tinubu must follow the candid advice, as I have already mentioned the solutions to the economic problems. Palliatives are not the answer. They will create more hardship and lead to massive corruption. Ayodele urged the government to consider its earlier recommendations for economic reforms, stressing that decisive action is needed to prevent further decline. The spiritual leader also highlighted other significant revelations in his prophecies for 2025. He called for prayers to avert the death of a sitting governor in Nigeria and warned of the possibility of a governor undergoing critical surgery. Additionally, Ayodele predicted that a sitting president would survive an attempt to poison them. He further cautioned against potential dangers facing international law enforcement, stating, "The Spirit of God says some FBI and CIA agents will be killed." Primate Ayodele's prophecies serve as a mix of warnings and guidance, urging individuals and nations to remain vigilant and take proactive measures to address impending challenges. His statement, while controversial, continued to spark discussions about the intersection of spirituality and social political event. Well, yeah, I've come to the end of our today's news. Now, before I go, like I've said earlier, that the prophet should not start using the advantages of being the prophet and start predicting, in fact, what God does not send you to do. We are now in exposed era, and we don't expect from the pastors and prophets. We expect that there are limitations to things. Even if you are to interfere in any of these problems that are circulating in the region, there are ways and manners in which you can interfere. You can pray, not use stating what God shows you and what God does not, and what revelation that God does not give you to spit out. This is the highest of it all. It is causing problems. You're raising people's hopes, and it's, to me, it's not making sense any longer. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Thank you for listening.